Hi everyone, welcome to Chinese Business course. Today we're going to study Lesson 1, Chinese Pinyin. Now let's take a look at the contents. In today's lesson, we have 6 parts. They are Chinese Pinyin introduction, initials, finals, tones, daily expressions, and Chinese culture. Now let's dive in. First one, Chinese Pinyin introduction. In Chinese Pinyin, we have 3 parts. They are initial, final, and tone. Let's take the ma for example. In the Pinyin of ma, the m is the initial and a is the final. And this one is the tone. So initial, final, and tone. These 3 parts combines Pinyin ma. Let's take another example. This one. 你好, 你好. Let's take 你 for example. Like this one. 你. And this is a Pinyin, right? 你. And 呢 is the initial. And 一 is the final. And this part is the tone. So in Chinese Pinyin, initial plus final plus tone. These 3 parts combines a Pinyin. Yes, good. So this is the Chinese Pinyin. Now let's take a look at the first part, initials. Okay, question. Do you know how many initials in Chinese Pinyin? The answer is 21. All these 21 initials. Now let's learn them one by one. The first 6 initials. Please read after me. B, B, P, P, D, D, T, T, G, G, K, K. Okay, next page. M, M, N, N, L, L, H, H, F, F, G, G, Qi, Qi, Xi, Xi. Okay, next page. In this page, we call them special 7. Why? Because the upper 4 initials, we call them curcuminal. It means your tongue just rolled up. For example, 知, 知, 吃, 吃, 诗, 诗, 日, 日. And the last 3, we call them level lingual. It means your tongue just flat and behind your teeth. For example, z, z, c, c, s, s. Okay, let's take a comprehension. 知, 知, 滋, 滋, 吃, 吃, 呲, 呲, 诗, 诗, 思, 思, and 日, 日. Okay, now we have learned all the 21 initials. Let's take a review. Please read after me. B, D, G, m, n, l, h, p, t, k, f, j, q, xi, zhi, chi, shi, ri, zi, ci, si. Okay, now we have learned all the 21 initials. Next part, let's take a look at the finals. Okay, question. Do you know how many finals is there in Chinese Pinyin? The answer is 36. All the 36 finals. Now let's learn them one by one. The first pair, a, o, i, u, yu. Okay, the last one is the difficult one. Yu. Okay, and do you know why the letters are from bigger to smaller? The answer is that it means the openness of your mouth. For example, ah will open the widest, and yu will just have a little bit, just the air comes out. So a, o, i, u, yu. The mouth from bigger to smaller, from bigger to smaller. Okay. Next one, finals. Read after me. An, ao, en, yin, wo, I, on, ong, yin, o, a, Okay. Next one. Ye, you, ya, yao, yan, yang, yong, wa, why, one, wong, weng, wei, wen. The last pair is the most difficult one. What's this? Yeah, yu. Good. So this is a yue, yuan, yun. Okay. Now we have learned all the 36 finals. Now let's take a quick review. Okay. A, o, i, u, yu, an, ao, en, yin, wo, I, on, yin, o, a, ye, you, ya, 腰烟央拥蛙歪弯汪翁微温约渊晕. Okay, now we have learned all the initials and finals. Now next part, let's take a look at the tones. Okay, in Chinese Pinyin we have 4 tones. They are and 4 tones, just like the picture. First tone, and go up. And go down, last tone. Okay, let's take an example. First one, first tone. Ma, ba, lu. Second tone. Ma, ba, lu. Third tone. Ma, ba, lu. Last tone. Ma, ba, lu. Okay, so these are the tones of the pinyin. And there is a special tone. We call it the neutral tone. Sometimes the Chinese character just omit the tone. We call it the neutral tone or no tones. For example, mama, mama, mom. And the second one, we just delete the tone. Mama. The neutral tone is very short. And like this one, baba, baba. Second one is weak and short. So in Chinese Pinyin, the tones, we have 4 basic tones and 1 special tone, right? Okay. Now, next part, let's learn some daily expressions. And first one, 你好. 你好 means how are you? How do you do? And next one, 谢谢. 谢谢. Thank you. Thank you. Next one, 再见. 再见 means goodbye, adios, see you. Next one, 我们. 我们 all of us, we. Next one, 老师. 老师 teacher, teacher. Next one, 学生. 学生 student, student. Next one, 听. 听 to listen, to listen. 说 说 to speak, to speak. 读 读 to read, to read. 写 写 to write, to write. And the last part, Chinese culture. And today we're going to talk about Chinese language. We call it 汉语. 汉语 versus common speech or Mandarin. We call it 普通话. 普通话. So what's the difference between Chinese language and Mandarin or common speech? Okay, let me give you some information. The Chinese language, we have over 5,000 years of history. And there are more than 1 billion native speakers around the world. And to the common speech or Mandarin, we take the Beijing dialect as the basic. It means the common speech or Mandarin is the standard of the Chinese language. And Chinese language is the general idea of the language. Let me show you another picture. Okay, in this picture, the biggest circle means Chinese language, 汉语, and the second largest is the common speech or Mandarin. We call it 普通话, and the Mandarin takes Beijing dialect as the basic. And besides this one, in Chinese language, we have many other dialects. For example, the Cantonese, the Hokkien, the Taiwanese, Yunnan dialect, some other dialects. So this is the general idea of the Chinese language and the Mandarin and the other dialects. Okay, so that's all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching. See you next time.